Normally I don't start off with the weaknesses first, but I'm going to tell you what is really wrong with Blazblue Central Fiction, or at least what needs to be fixed. There is no English dub. This is the most baffling choice of all, since this is supposedly the last entry in the Blazblue series, and the fact that they've had English dubs forever. Why not include it? I heard the reasoning was that they wanted to make sure they got it out as close to the Japanese release as they could, but this didn't stop stuff like Persona 4 Arena with Alice. Alice actually released one of the games a week before the Japanese version. It had English dubs, so why couldn't this be done the same way? Why can't Axis Games get this game dubbed right by the time it releases in English? Do they just not want to provide Axis the access? Let's see what I did there. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, and especially with Blazblue's storyline being very long and lengthy, you're going to have to read a lot of text. So there are petitions out there to get this fixed, and hopefully they do, because really the dub needs to be in the game. But it still has subtitles, so you can still at least read it. Also, the DLC prices for characters are weird. There's one character that's $2.49, and then there's one that's almost $8, and it's like, really? It doesn't make much sense. And it's cool that there's one free character, but why charge two different prices for two different characters? It's a very odd choice. Online part of it is good. When you get into a match, it's great. But ranked matches, finding somebody was near impossible. Also in lobbies, it's a bit tricky to find somebody. I do love the arcade style lobbies, but it would be nice to have just a random search for a match, and they just pair you up with somebody like most other fighting games do. Why they don't have this in there as an option is another baffling choice. Also, maybe this is just me, but unlike other Blazblue games, I don't see a way to purchase emblems or other stuff for your character's online battle card. Yeah, I mean, you can buy upgrades to music and some other character colors, but I don't really see much else to purchase, so really baffling why it got removed, or if it's there, why is it so hard to find? Okay, enough griping. This game's actually really good. So there was a lot I had to complain about, but I promise you, this game is still really good. The roster has grown even more. They've added new additional characters, rebalanced all the other characters, the typical stuff you expect in a fighting game, but they did really good here, and I love the new characters. In fact, I like playing with a lot of the new characters. The 2D artwork and soundtrack are killer yet again. These guys know how to make music. There are remixes of certain original Blazblue tracks, and the originals are unlockable, which is a little weird to me. I think the remixes should be the ones that are unlockable, but they're still not too bad, and you can unlock the originals through points by buying it in the shop. So yeah, this game just rocks presentation-wise. It rocks it out of the park. And yes, I know I did complain a little bit about the online a little bit, but the netcode is actually really good. Once you get into a match and start fighting people, it is fantastic. It feels great, loads great. They just really nail it on the netcode. I don't know what kind of magic they're using over there, but it works really, really well. It also has a ton of offline modes, and even multiple acts or arcade mode for each character, so there's different arcade modes you can play for each character, which is cool. And the different modes you have one that's a unique twist on time attack mode, where you don't lose health, however the time is a constantly draining resource, and the more special moves you do, the more things you do in there, the more time you gain, and you want to last as long as possible. There's also a special little RPG type mode, and you gotta fight enemies, you gain new abilities, and so on. And then, of course, there are other things that we're all used to in fighting games, such as, like I mentioned, arcade mode, training mode, and all the other, stuff you come to expect. It's a fully loaded package. So, in the end, Blazblue Central Fiction is a great addition to the series, and it is a bit of a swan song for the series. From what it sounds like, the producer of the series is no longer going to be making these games, so it sounds like that they're actually stepping down, not making these anymore, from what I'm guessing, or if somebody else does take the mantle, that's great. But it's just like with Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. Why remove the English voice acting when you had it in the past games? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I get that you guys want to rush it out, but I'd rather you guys take your time with it and to give the English voice acting cast a chance. I think both casts were really well chosen and really well done, and it's a sad thing to cut out. And it shouldn't have been cut out in the first place. But guys, let me know what you guys think. Are you upset with the dubbing issue with BlazBlue? Do you not care? What about the game itself? Have you picked it up? Are you playing it? Are you enjoying it? Are you going to pick it up? Or are you on strike because of the fact that they won't dub it? Well, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, everybody, game on.
俺の目はちょっと変わっててな。いくらばらけたところでてめえはバレバレなんだわ。